welcome back to my channel. This will be part 4 of my garden, my journey, my 9-month journey from the garden to the jars. So I'm just going to show you today, in the fall, this is how I prepared my garden. So I want to show you here where this, right now, this little bit of weeds came up, how easy it pulled out of the ground. That was it for weeds in this part of the garden. This is my main garden here, and I will show you where there's just a little bit of weeds that pop up here and there. And if I just come out once a week and pull these up, I don't have that much more weeding to do. Here's a little bit of grass here. Just pull it right out. Then when it comes time to plant, then what I do, I'll take my tiller. I have a little tiller, and I'll only till about this wide, a strip where I'm going to plant my green beans, and I only till about that deep. But then in between the rows, I do not mess with the compost, the leaves on top, because it helps, keeps the weeds down, and it holds moisture in the ground. In this little box garden bed here, this is where I keep my garlic, and if you notice, I have all these sticks in here. And there's a reason for these sticks. Let me get you a close-up look. When I plant my garlic in the fall, I put these sticks down, and these will grow up, the garlic right between them. Then when they get a little bit bigger, I will pull these sticks off. And the reason for this, cats like to use your boxes for a litter box, and this will keep the cats out of your box garden because they won't dig in through the sticks. But once the plants get tall enough, then they won't go in anymore, and you can remove the sticks off. Then all around the outside of my garden here, we put these little like box beds. And again, if you notice that I got them full of leaves and grass clippings, and again, I will not till. These are my 2 raised garden beds, which I had I'm not a good designer, but I kind of told my husband what I wanted, and so he built these for me, and they're built for my height. But the only thing I use these for is I'll use one for onions and one for carrots, and the next year I'll alternate them. So every year I prepare these beds, and the loops here, what this is for, especially with my carrots, I will put up a cloth up over top, and I have a video, I'll link it in the end, and so that way the rain comes down and it won't hurt my seeds and stuff like that. What I'll do, and I'll show you a little bit later here in the film, the video here, how I'll use this compost that I got from the wood chips, and I will add it to this. So right now, last year, I added the chicken manure and the straw and the leaves and grass clippings in here, and I let it set over the winter, and I will show you what I will use to put in to add to fill it up more. This is a flower bed, and my dad, he just plants it with all kinds of flowers and everything like that. And the reason for those flowers is to help attract, you know, bees and pollinators and stuff for the beds over here at this end of the garden. Now this garden here, I do have it enclosed in to keep the rabbits out. And then I do have a netting that I put over top to keep the birds from plucking the seeds out. Every other year I will plant my corn here. Last year I planted the corn. This year I will plant watermelon and cantaloupe. Now this garden here, I do have a green, you'll see green here, the walkway. You want to show them, Toby? All the way around my garden on the inside, and that way I can mow it and stuff. But I just started this bed here 2 years ago, so I'm still getting the weeds out and get it prepared like my other gardens. It's starting to rain, and all my chickens go underneath here. I've got 30 chickens underneath here. Maybe a few strays. Here, you see the dark spots? Those are where the chickens had dug into it, and sometimes they can dig as much as a foot deep in here. They do this for worms and bugs. This is a natural habitat I made for these chickens. You remember in the beginning, in the part of the video when I was telling you about the garden beds, this would be the 4th year that I have established this. Every other year I put a big load of wood chips down. When you dig underneath this, it is nothing but rich, dark soil. All of this has had chicken manure that has been pooped on. The geese, they come up out of the pond, and then the rain washes it down in and it keeps it clean. And this is what I will scoop up and put in my raised beds. The other thing I do with this is after I plant my garden, and when the plants get up about halfway through their growing season, when they're about half grown, my plants, my peppers, whatever, then I will top dress it with this mulch here, which is broken down and has lots of chicken poo-poo and geese and all that stuff in it. And so what I'll do, I'll put it on, top it on beside my plants and everything, and then when it rains, then that rain will soak all those nutrients and fertilizer back down in, so I don't have to fertilize. Okay, that wraps that up, and this is basically what my garden looks like before I actually start planting it, and I do all this in the fall. All right, guys, take care.